If I had known this even a decade ago, I could have changed my life. There are 2 factors that you can change today that will begin to shape your future into exactly what you want it to be, and you won't have to lift a finger because it all happens right here. What am I talking about? The 2 factors that can absolutely transform your life. Payoff coming right now. You don't have to wait for it later in the video. 1 is immersion, and 2 is emotion. When we immerse ourselves in the right things and we attach an elevated emotion to it, we attract a life of our dreams to us. And that's not just weird, energetic spirituality. That's science, my friend. Let's talk about it. How do we do this? A study was done back several years ago where they took a group of elderly men and they took them to a retreat center for a week, and they asked these men to live as if they were 20 years younger. So what they did is they laced this whole place with memorabilia from 20 years before in these elderly men's lives. They had magazines, their articles, games, all kinds of things that led this group of men to fully embrace that they were 20 years younger. They wanted them to envision it and pretend it and live it, visualize it, do all of the stuff that you do to make it a reality in your brain. And guess what happened? The results were phenomenal. The men did things like increase their height. They started standing taller, and it caused them to literally be taller. They did things like arthritic problems in their joints began to go down, began to decrease. They measured these men for all kinds of things before and after. There were so many wild improvements, you wouldn't believe me if I told them to you. Check out Joe Dispenza's book, You Are the Placebo, for a detailed description on exactly what they did to change themselves there. But the truth is, what happened is they envisioned themselves and they immersed themselves in a culture of youth. Not youth all the way back to when they were kids, but just a couple of decades before, just 20 years before. They envisioned that, they immersed themselves in it, and as they lived that week out, the emotions got involved in it. They began to feel they were living that life again. And when your emotion gets attached, when that elevated sense of you-ness, where you're excited and you're grateful and you're anticipating and you're believing new things are coming your way, that change is possible, emotion gets in there and you begin to literally attract that life you want to yourself. So how do we use this in our lives? How do we do this in the day-to-day? A couple of things. Number 1, figure out a way to immerse yourself in the dream life you want. And what I mean by that is get it in front of you. 1, you got to get specific about it. On the background of my phone, I have my mission statement in life, my intention statement, what I want out of life. I am so happy and grateful now that I have an abundance of time and money to spend with the people I love on the things that I love, and I share this abundance with others. It's that simple. I say that so much, it's ingrained in my thought process. It's dripped down into my subconscious. It's transformed my life this last year more than anything that I could tell you that could possibly transform your life. It has changed me because I've changed my thinking towards that. I have immersed myself in it. Not only have I done it there, I've created things like videos with pictures of my family and us doing things we've enjoyed, places that we've yet to enjoy. I created these visually, emotionally cued with songs that mean something to me in the background. So when I watch these, and I've watched them over and over, it attaches emotion to the things that I want out of this life. And you can do the same. Vision boards. I have a vision board I've put together on my iPad that's digital. Sometimes I look at that. Sometimes I dream of that. I've written paragraphs, if you're a writer, that's like a story about the life that my wife and I want for us and our family. And I've written that out and read it. I haven't read that one in a while. But all these things, what am I doing? I'm immersing myself in the life that I want. I'm surrounding myself with it. And then number 2, attach high emotion to it. Why is that important? Your emotions, whether you believe this or not, affect your brain physically, which affects your body physically. And that's what causes stress and all these things as hormones get released by your thoughts. And most of us are living in stress situations for most of our lives, which we're not designed to do. That's a modern era problem, first world problem here. Your brain's not designed to function like that. You got to get your brain wrapped around the higher vibrating frequencies. And those are things like gratitude, like love, like joy, like anticipation, like expectation. When you start focusing your mind again and again to make it look for those things, it will look for those things rather than where you're living most of your life now in like stress or anger or lust or bitterness or whatever it is for you. Those things are lower vibrational wavelengths of energy in our life, and they literally affect the brain waves in your head and affect the chemicals that go through your body. It's doing all kinds of things to you physically, and that's why the study with the older gentleman proved what happens when we think in a different way. You have to start thinking in a different way, and when you attach emotion to it, you start feeling in a different way, and what happens then? You start acting in a different way, and your life changes. So today, here is the challenge. 1, immerse yourself with vision boards, with writing it down in journals, however you want to do it. Make your reality what you want it to be. Very specific about it, but immerse yourself in it. Put it all around you so you can see it, so you can feel it. Number 2, once you immerse yourself in it, attach emotion to it. Say, I'm grateful that I have this. Not that I get this, that I hope I'll get this. Say, I'm grateful that I have it. Because gratitude is an after the fact emotion. We usually aren't grateful for something until we've got it, right? But if you put the gratitude ahead of the getting of whatever it is you want in your life, your body begins to believe that's real. And the reason that is your subconscious does not know the difference in reality and what you tell it. It doesn't know what's really happening and what's not happening. That's why you get stressed and scared in movies that you technically know are not real, but you're taking all this input in that they are, and you shock the system with that. Your subconscious doesn't know the difference. If you tell it this dream life is being lived now, it'll start to reprogram your brain and your body and your life, and you'll attract it to yourself, and you'll be attracted to it, and it will change everything for you. Immerse yourself in it and attach the emotion to it, and watch what happens next.